Where my fire starters at. GFTV back with another fire flame meltdown. Make sure y'all hit that like button, stomp, step, and stand all over that notification bell when you want the latest. If you ain't a fire starter, hawker, walker, or stalker yet, what you waiting on? Come on over and subscribe because we stomp, step, and stand on real morals and traditional principalities and pieces of shit just like this. All right, now, before we get all into all this, all right, new shit and all these red flags that's popping up in and around this situation, okay, we like to say RIP, all right? So now, condolences from me and the Firestarter family to you, Miss Massey, and to your family. RIP to you, man, because you did not deserve to go down like this. You did not deserve to lose your life like this, regardless of what type of mental state you was in, regardless of how your mental health was. All right, it's uncalled for, and we over here. We're going to stand for you. We're going to say it proudly. All right, your name that is Miss Sonya Massey. R.I.P. to you. All right, now back to this piece of shit. Because, like I said, in the first place, you shouldn't have been working for no type of law enforcement. Imagine this guy pulling you over, okay? Imagine somebody with the same spirit and a soul, okay, as this piece of shit, all right? Nothing but evil. Represent nothing but evil, okay? The same people that's supposed to look out for the community. The same people that we supposed to trust with our lives is who we have to be afraid of. Now, like I said, he shouldn't have been working nowhere near law enforcement at all. Okay, and the paper trail says it all. Cause like I said, it's so much coming out about this dude, and we're just going to get into one of a few of many situations of misconduct, breaking, twisting, bending, and stretching the law that this coward has been doing. All right, now, not too long ago, okay, he just got into a situation with a female and her fiance. All right, as it was a high speed chase or something like that. I haven't got all into that part, but I damn sure got into the shit that he was doing that was crooked. And he wound up pulling this female over anyway, all right, and wound up finding narcotics on her, wound up taking her into jail, and not only that, man, when she got there, they did another scan, okay. Officer Gracie did another scan with this type body scanner that actually detected, okay, more drugs on the female's person up inside her, if y'all know what I mean, all right? And he advised her, okay, to actually take the drugs up out of her while other officers sat there and watched, other male officers at that, all right? And if it wasn't for a female deputy and a female sheriff actually coming by at that exact moment, okay, that shit would have went down, would have took place. All right. Now, peep the game because there's all kinds of complaints, reports, grievances, everything on Officer Gracie. All right. Now, we're going to go into some of the things that this woman was complaining about. All right, as we see up on the screen, it says the woman alleged that as she was being processed at the jail that October, she told deputies that she had instant drugs inside herself. In response, she claimed Grayson instructed her to remove them in front of him and another male deputy. I went to do as he instructed me to do, feeling very afraid and forced to do such action, she wrote. She alleged that a female deputy stopped her and informed Officer Grayson that she was not to do that in front of them because they are male officers. You see what I'm saying, yo? So if she wouldn't came at that particular moment, who knows what else would have happened? Who knows what else rights would have been violated with this woman? All right, and like I said, who knows what else would have went down? All right, and like I said, this woman filed a whole complaint on this officer. And just to make matters worse, if that wasn't enough, all right, when they got to the hospital, okay, because she put in a request to go to the hospital so these drugs could get removed from her. All right, so while they were at the hospital, okay, while she was undressed, okay, as it says, the the woman was then brought to the Lincoln Memorial Hospital to have the drugs removed while she was lying on a hospital bed in a gown. She alleges that Grayson swept open the curtains around the bed, leaving her completely exposed to him and two other male officers. She also wrote that the doctor immediately shut the curtain and told the officers not to come in again while she was exposed. You see what I'm saying, y'all? So if it wasn't for this doctor, like it wasn't for that female deputy coming by and actually intervening in this situation, who knows what else would have happened? Who knows what laws would have been broken? Who knows what type of violation and rights would have also been broken, okay, by this officer. Now, to make things even worse, if that wasn't enough, y'all, all right, just so happens the lady who got locked up, man, hit the like button, tear the comment section up because it's gonna get hot. Just so happens that the lady that got locked up and put in this complaint on him at the hospital and at the precinct for violating her, all right, her fiance just so happens to be locked down in the county jail where this same Officer Grayson works. All right, so he goes to the jail and start harassing, all right, her fiance that's incarcerated. All right, as we can see up on the screen, you know what I mean? Um, he also, okay, her fiance that is, also put in a grievance form and a complaint on him, man. We got it all. Stomp on the like button, stand on it. All right, we got it all. All right, cause this dude, just like the fiance said, man, this dude has been abusing his power for the longest. Not only has he been abusing his power on the outside, okay, he's been violating laws, actually going beyond the line, going inside of the county jail where these prisoners are being housed at, okay, to harass them, okay, and abuse his power as he goes to this woman's fiance, all right, and tells him, all right, um, you know your fiance has been bailed out by another man and she living with him and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's pretty fucked up, don't you think? And saying all kinds of, you know what I mean, disrespectful shit to him that ain't got nothing to do with him. You know what I mean? So this was Grayson actually taking out his anger on the fiance because of what's been going on with the complaint that she put in on him. All right, so this also proves that, okay, allegedly Miss Massey also filed a complaint on Officer Gracie in the police department. And this is what I'm hearing. And not only did she file a complaint on Officer Gracie, okay, she was already at the hospital and came in contact with this same officer early during the day. All right, and we're still trying to figure out what exactly happened to her putting this complaint in because allegedly, okay, Officer Grayson went to her house for retaliation of that situation that took place earlier. Hit the like button. It's about to get hot. It's about to get flamed up in here. Okay, because just like I said, and I told everybody first that this cop was at her residence earlier.
And finally, we'll hear from Malachi, who was the first one notified that his mother had been killed. And finally, we'll hear from, and I will say this, up until just a few weeks, Malachi and Summer were staying with their mother. She was having mental illnesses, and they made the decision it was best that they said only other thing, Malachi, you may want to tell them is you think law enforcement came there earlier that day.
Okay, it was an incident that happened earlier that day, and I talked to two officers or whatever, and I believe that it's the same officer that shot my mother. I talked to his partner first, then the second officer. That's the one that I think the one that did that. I talked to them, and they told me that because she was driving herself to the hospital or something. She wasn't even at the house when this was going on, but she was driving herself to the hospital. They told me that they were going to go there to help her, and then this happens.
Okay. So she was
Okay, so we also hear her son, okay, clarifying, okay, with the receipt that these officers was there earlier and he actually spoke to them, all right? And he also said that she was at the hospital when he was speaking to them, which also proves that something took place earlier on during that day for these officers to initially come back, man, and all of a sudden Sonya winds up unalive. She winds up dead. Now, this is where this situation takes a big turn. All right, because a lot of people don't know that this video with this camera footage from these body cams, all right, actually starts off in her backyard. All right, it don't actually start off like right in front of people. Need to pay attention. All right, now peep the game on this video right here that I grabbed. All right, and I don't know how I didn't see it at first. All right, because I've been explaining to everybody that Sonya Massey's windows in her car were broken out somehow, some way. All right, and that's what she actually heard in the first place for her to get on the phone and call the police. And just like her son said, okay, the police was there earlier, right? And not only was they there earlier, okay, we played the 911 call on the live the other night when she was calling the police and the police was already there. All right, so we also see this footage right here where as though the officer goes in her backyard, straight to her shed, all right? And we see the lock is literally broken off of this shed. And I want to know who broke this lock off of this shed and who were the police actually looking for back there because they never ever, ever said anything about what was going on in this backyard. And they never said anything about these windows that was broken out of her car. All right, and I find that very odd and very strange, man. Flame the comment section up. Stomp on the like button, man, because we far from done over here. Now, peep the game. The lawyer said that the son first heard Sonya was unalive. He said that the son heard it first. He was the first one to hear about Sonya. Okay? Peep the game.
and I will say this, up until just a few weeks, we finally will hear from Malachi, who was the first one notified that his mother had been killed. We finally will hear from Malachi, who was the first one notified that his mother had been killed. We finally will hear from Malachi, who was the first one notified.
Okay, so we hear the lawyer, right? Now here come the bomb. Cause like I said, this is where things take a twist and a turn and where other people are starting to look suspect. Y'all know I am the what, man? Master of what? Demonstration and illustration. As we just heard the lawyer say, he was the first one to hear about Sonya being unalive, right? But watch this, y'all.
And how did you find out that a deputy had shot your mother?
I found out from my cousin telling me.
And how did you find out that a deputy
Y'all
had
hear that,
shot
right?
your mother?
I
He
found out from my
found out
cousin telling me.
from
And how
his
did you find
cousin
out that a
telling him.
deputy
All
had
right,
shot
and you can
your
look
mother?
right at the
I
lady
found out from
face.
my
She like,
cousin telling me.
ooh, you done fucked up. You right. You damn sure done fucked up. Cause what you just say right here. What you just say right here.
But finally, we'll hear from Malachi, who was the first one notified that his mother had been killed. But finally, we'll hear from.
And how did you find out that a deputy had shot your mother?
I found out from my cousin telling me.
And how did you find out that a deputy had shot?
He found out from his cousin telling him. And I find that very odd and very strange. And not only do I find that odd and very strange, man, I find it very odd, very strange that all this is actually taking place right around election time. Like I've been explaining, all this is taking place to a black woman on a national stage while Joe Biden literally just dropped out of the race, and now we have a so-called black woman, Kamala Harris, okay, taking his place. Okay. Now, like I said, this man, Grayson, should have never been in law enforcement activity nowhere at all. And not only he shouldn't have been in law enforcement activity, all right, it's a lot of other things, all right, that has so many red flags that shows that he shouldn't have been nowhere near a gun and a badge. All right, because like I said, man, paper trails follow this man from coast to coast, east to west, north to south. All right. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe, because we far from done. Because like I said, man, it's some eerie shit going on with this situation. Now, if you notice, when her son came on to do this second interview in front of everybody, okay, he's wearing a Pacific shirt. And not to mention, okay, he's not showing no type of emotions, okay. If you ask me, I think the man is being coached. If you ask me, this is just how I feel. I feel as though the man is being coached. Okay, somebody is coaching him. All right, you can tell. All right, and you can tell the way that lawyer is up on him. I mean, like he's not showing the emotion like you think someone will be showing. The way your mother just died, because we even heard the lawyer Mr. Crump say, okay, when I first talked to Malachi, he was distraught. He doesn't look distraught right now. Far from it, right? Not in no type, shape, form, or fashion. But back to the fire and the flame. Because what stuck out to me, all right, and we all know when these type of events take place, if you know what I mean, flame the comment section up, all right? They always put symbolism right in our face, okay? Similar to Officer Grayson, all right, skull and bones on his hand. I mean on his forearm, all right, including his skull and bones that we clearly see, and not only that, man, including this symbol here, all right. But before we bring it all together as a collective, what stuck out to me the most, okay, is this shirt that her son was wearing. And this shirt that he was wearing actually signifies the pale horse. All right, actually signifies the horse of death. Hit the like button if y'all understand where I'm coming from. If you don't understand where I'm coming from, y'all go know about time this video over. All right? Because for the ones who don't know what this pale horse is about, all right, it tells us, all right, in a biblical form, all right, I look and behold an ashen horse who sat on it had thy name, death, all right, and I looked and behold a pale horse and his name that sat on him was death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. Okay, so a lot of people actually believe that we are actually in, okay, this type of revelation, man. Because if y'all don't know about the seven seals of revelation, y'all better get with it. All right, because a lot of people are actually thinking from a biblical standpoint that we are in these times, and I am one of them. Smash the like button, flame up the comment section. I want to know y'all opinion. I want to know what y'all thinking about as I continue to break this down. Now, a lot of people don't know about the horse. Okay, has a lot of significance. Okay, in a biblical form, especially in Revelation. Now, like I said, man, for the ones who don't know, you will be familiar. Have y'all ever seen the Halloween remake part two, the Rob Zombie version, the Rob Zombie edition, when Michael Myers kept having these, you know what I mean, visions and these dreams of his mother arriving on a white horse, you know what I mean, and she was carrying a white horse, as it says, the white horse linked to instinct, purity, and the drive of the physical body to release powerful and emotional forces like rage with ensuing chaos and destruction. All right, as it says, assert from the subconscious psychosis of dreams. All right, so all this is adding together and coming together as a collective, as they were saying that what something is wrong with her mental illness, something was off about her mental stability and her mental health, right? Right.
And I will say this, up until just a few weeks, Malachi and Summer were staying with their mother. She was having mental illnesses, and they made the decision it was best that they stay with their father while she seeks help. And but both of them were going every day to check on their mother, be with their mother. And the first time I talked to Malachi, he was so distraught because he said, because, I was,
As we hear them say he was so distraught, they said that they know everything about how she was mentally ill, mentally sick. So why wasn't nobody around this woman? Why wasn't you there with your mother? As the lawyer said, it was best in their decision to leave. Why she seek mental health? No. You're supposed to make sure she got mental health before you leave. You just don't leave a person that's going through mental trauma all by themselves, that's suffering from a mental illness all by themselves. Okay, make it make sense. Peep the game.
You'd mentioned that Sonya was sick, so she had lupus, you said.
She was on the last stage of kidney disease.
And mentally, was she okay as far as you know?
Yeah, she was up until the last few days before that. She started saying, I'm gonna die. She started
like
getting
she knew.
paranoid.
Was Sonya ever diagnosed with anything?
A few days before, they said that she was paranoid because something happened.
I don't know what.
Okay, so you can literally hear her mother say, okay, she was diagnosed from paranoid schizophrenia. Excuse me, diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. So what that tell you, all right? The son should have been there, the daughter should have been there, the family should have been there, but nobody was there. Okay, so I find it very odd and very strange. And not only that, man, this man actually said in this interview, okay, I'm glad that I wasn't there, because ain't no telling what my mom would have did to me. You see, y'all got to understand how this situation is being broke down literally in our face as they're turning the wheel slowly but surely, okay, making it seem like it was actually Sonya's fault, okay? She was really suffering from what? Okay, this mental illness so bad. But tell me this. If she was suffering from this mental illness so bad, all right, how did she drive herself to the hospital? Okay, she drove herself to the hospital. You said it out your mouth, son. All right, so how can she drive herself to the hospital? Her mental state can't be that bad. Not to mention, she drove herself from the hospital too. And this is how her car got in her yard. All right.
Only other thing, Malachi, you may want to tell them is you think law enforcement
Oh,
came
yeah.
there earlier that day.
Okay, it was an incident that happened earlier that day, and I talked to two officers or whatever, and I believe that it's the same officer that shot my mother. I talked to his partner first, then the second officer. That's the one that I think the one that did that. I talked to them, and they told me that because she was driving herself to the hospital or something. She wasn't even at the house when this was going on, but she was driving herself to the hospital. They told me that they were going to go there to help her, and then this happens.
You see that? So if you already talked to the officer and they told you that she was at the hospital and she drove herself and she was going through some type of mental crisis, why didn't none of y'all show up at the hospital? Where were y'all at? And she drove herself back from the hospital, y'all. And something is just not adding up with this situation, okay? And nobody is showing no type of emotions, no type of remorse. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. Also, something else I noticed, okay? I'm also hearing that this alleged, okay, mugshot that's going around of Officer Grayson, okay, is Photoshop, okay? Is Photoshop. All right, as we can see that he has a beard when this situation happened with Sonya, y'all. All right, and all of a sudden when he gets arrested, he doesn't have a beard. All right, and what I mean by that is they're saying that he possibly not even in jail. They're saying that he possibly took this somewhere else. And what I mean by took this somewhere else, okay, this is a another mugshot from another charge, y'all. Okay, from something else that went on that he was charged with in the past. Okay, so we can clearly see, all right, something is definitely up. And what I mean by this was Photoshop, they Photoshop, okay, the Sangamon County, okay, ID number and date situation down at the bottom. All right, that's what they did. All right, that's what I honestly believe that they did because I'm also hearing um nobody haven't seen him in that county jail. This is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm getting on the back end. Okay, from alleged families of inmates that's locked down. Okay, nobody said that they haven't seen him. They haven't heard of him walking through that jail or in that jail. All right, but we would like to see his first court appearance, okay? That's going to be very, very interesting. All right, that's going to be very, very interesting. Did he have his first court appearance yet, y'all? Okay, did we see anything of that nature yet? I don't know. I don't think I have yet. What about y'all? Tear the comment section up. Let me know. And like I said, man, this is a time, okay, where they putting everything in our face. All right, as we see her son comes on TV talking about the pale horse, man. All right, he's not talking about it, excuse me, but he has it on his shirt, and we all know that they do this symbolically. And like I said, already broke down what this horse means and what it stands for and what it symbolizes. Okay, and what it also is wild. Like I said, so many signs and symbols and hidden agendas and meaning going on with this situation, man. This is also why we see that cop, okay, with this Nordic compass, all right, Viking compass, that is, all right. People got all different types of names for it, but as you can see, man, it stands for, okay, protection, direction, guiding, safety, stability, finding one's way, being in control, making right decisions. Okay, so this is a very, very, very powerful spiritual symbol that people go by who actually believe in these type of beliefs, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Tear the comment section up. Like, share, subscribe. I know I was long-winded, but this the only way they gonna feel the fire and fear the motherfucking flame. God fear.